Congratulations to each and every one of you that just became a top dasher. I'm super happy for you guys. I'm glad that you guys went out there, went against the grain, stopped with the no tip, no trip, decline now community, and decided to take a chance on yourself, raise that AR, get top dasher, and even in your diamond zones, if you guys have been above that 50% or that 70% acceptance rate, congratulations, because I know you guys have been getting better results out there on the road. What's up, guys? My name is Richard with Sin City Deliveries, and on this channel, I've been covering top dasher, diamond zones, high acceptance rates, large order program, red cards, whatever the programs are. I've been putting myself out there, putting myself in those systems, and I've been seeing positive results. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have been following the channel. Thank you to each and every one of you that have become a member on this channel also by hitting the join button below. And it's just awesome to see that we have a small knit community coming together, but it's getting larger and larger and larger every single day. So I want to also go over Top Dasher with a lot of you guys also, because there's a lot of things in Top Dasher that might not exactly be known, and I just kind of want to bring it to your attention. Just because you're a Top Dasher doesn't mean that every single one of your orders is going to be, super fire lit. You have to be very cautious or conscientious of what times you are dashing out there, because let's say you go out there at, say, 5 a.m. in the morning, you're not going to get the best of the best orders because there's not that many volume of orders. And what I mean by volume is like the amount of orders inside the system. So you want to be cautious and conscientious of this, because you only want to be out there during the best times or the peak times of driving, which is going to be generally across the United States, is going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now your zone might vary a little bit and it might pop off at 10:30. It might start popping off at 11 o'clock. So just feel it out there. That's something you're going to have to learn for your specific zone, for your city, and just, the way it goes for you out there. Now, also, there's a dinner rush or a dinner shift that you want to be cautious of also, and that's going to be from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So me, if you guys have noticed recently in the last few months of my videos, I let you guys know, hey, I'm coming out here at 10 o'clock, I'm driving till 2, I'm going to take a break from 2 to 4, then I'm going to shoot back out here from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. to, finish up the rest of the shift. And out here in Las Vegas, I can generally collect, $200+ within that much time frame. Now, I could, start earlier, but if I do, I am going to catch smaller orders or not the best of the best orders. So just because you have Top Dasher or you have a large acceptance rate doesn't mean that you can't see, say, a no-tipped order, like a 350, a 250, a 450 or whatnot. Because if I come out at, say, like 5 a.m. in the morning, there's not many orders in the system, and because we are top dashers or because we have a high acceptance rate, the algorithm or Doordash is going to privy our account first, and they're going to keep us busy. That is one of the perks of being a top dasher, is busy when it's slow. So if you go to your account settings, click on your top dasher, you can see that you have priority, or not priority access, but you have, you have Dash Now, which is the main perk to where you don't have to schedule anymore, but then you do stay busy while it's slow, and that's kind of like a priority access over the small orders as it's slow out there to keep you busy so that you can still maintain money coming to your account. Obviously, we don't really want to take those types of orders. We just want to go home during that time and let the cherry pickers and everybody else kind of, jump into the bucket of those orders and decide if they want to take them or not. Also, I want to give this out there that if you guys aren't aware of this, that DoorDash does add 25 cents to orders every single time they get declined about 3 times. I think it's 3 times. It could be 2 times, 3 times, maybe 4 times. But if, say a 225 comes in or a 250 or 275 no tip comes in the zone and 3 dashers decline it, then it goes up to $3. I like to call these auctioned orders. So you guys might have seen multiple times an order come through the system, and it'll go through the rounds of all of these dashers and it'll come back to your phone, but the pay on it will be a little bit higher. That's because DoorDash is adding 25 cents to these orders to auction them off, to get them to that, that bumping point of when somebody will eventually take that offer and go get it delivered. So don't drive out there with these top dasher stats, with these high acceptance rate stats when it's slow out there, because you are asking for trouble, so to speak. You're asking to see those small orders because DoorDash is going to give your top dasher account or your high acceptance rate account that order first over the dashers that are lower than you in the acceptances or lower in the totem pole of, say, like not being a top dasher or whatnot. So just be very aware of that. Just because you have top dasher doesn't mean you got this invisible force field on you right now and it's blocking all of those orders. Right now your guys' accounts are upgraded, but they're also upgraded to be taken advantage of during the busiest times of the days. That's when your account is going to shine the largest, the best, the biggest, and your overall quality of orders is going to change. Now, the overall quantity of orders that you're going to get may not change unless you drive during, say, like a very, very slow time. Then you might get bombarded with all of those, crappy orders that people talk about, the low tipped ones, the no tipped ones. So I just want you guys to be aware of that, be cautious of that, and as you become a top dasher and a high AR statted person, you're going to have to adapt and change the way that you were dashing as you were a cherry picker, because the cherry picking type of way that you were dashing isn't exactly the same as it's going to be as a top dasher or a high acceptance rate dasher. So I hope that little bit of information can help you guys that are brand new into the system, that are brand new top dashers, because you are going to see a change in your account, but you also are going to have to change as you start doing your dashing also to get the most benefits out of your account. All right, so I hope that really sets well with those that watch the channel here and that are building their account up. And then now let's move into customers. Okay, so now as you have these higher acceptance rates and you're top dasher, you're going to be going to customers that you've never gone to before. So these are new clientele is what I like to call them, or prospectors is what it is. And as you go to these people's houses and you drop off and you get a $15 tip, you get a $20 tip, you get a $30 tip, I believe it's in your guys' best interest to use the messaging system after you've dropped that person's order off and give them a thank you. Little prayer hands after that thank you. I appreciate you. This is something I don't really share with many people, but I think it's time to share it out there now that there is more people in the system, and how I kind of really show my sincerity towards the customer that tips me very high. All of those customers that give me a $15 tip or higher, or a $15 payout or higher, that's my threshold. I send them this one line: thank you very much, I appreciate you. And then I send a prayer hand. I send either a heart and I don't send just the regular red heart, right? I send the heart that's like pink, that's vibrating, right? Because I think the red heart might give maybe a little bit of a mislead depending on what gender you might have dropped off to. So play it safe right there. So I'll either do the prayer hands, I'll do a smiley face that has, the little blushing that's going on, or I will give them the heart emoji. And I believe I've seen this happen, and I'm sure you guys can attain to this also, that you go to reoccurring customers' houses. And I believe that's because that person has given you a 5-star. So as you build up your top dasher account and you build up your high acceptance rate account customers, or your clientele, I just like to call them clientele because these are reoccurring customers that I keep returning to, that are always ordering. They're a return customer for Doordash, and Doordash wants to make sure that they give this customer the same experience each time. And if they can give them the same dasher that gave them a 5-star experience, well, they're obviously going to match you with that customer again. These can be morning deliveries, afternoon deliveries, or dinner deliveries. So I say it's in your guys' best interest, as you guys are getting these $15 tips, $20 tips, $25 tips, $30 tips, $40 tips, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100. I've seen people with $200-something tips. I've never received one myself, but I know they're out there. It depends on what city you're driving in. Las Vegas, the average out here is like $20, $30. I'll see some 40s, 50s, and 60s every once in a while, and those are like I said, the customers that are tipping over that $15 mark in a payout when you close it out. Send them a thank you, send them some gratitude, because you want that customer to 5-star you. Because what's going to happen is, if you're online, you're in that same area that you like to post up into your little honey hole, or the area that has got all that business going on, you're going to get matched with that customer again. Now, if you had friends to deliver with, this is what I've also experienced, is if I've been to somebody's house, say like 4 times, and I'm dashing with my buddy and he's sitting right next to me, and he's been to that person's house 7 times, when the order comes through, he's going for the 8th time to that customer's house, because this is an automated system that's taking care of these customers, and they're trying to match the best customer to the best driver. If anybody's aware of what a neural network is making sure that it gives the same exact result every time, and they want to make sure that these customers are getting these exact results. So you can think of it like all of the orders in the system, like a big line of orders in the system, and that's everybody placing orders by subtotal. Right, so you got to remember, this is also driven by subtotal, not the tip amount, but by subtotal. And as all of these customers order, there's a variable, which is us. We're the next line of information, and we are the drivers with different acceptance rates, different customer ratings, different on times, right? All of our statistics are being controlled here. So what happens is a customer orders from the first line, which is the variable of subtotal, it gets matched to a dasher that has a certain statistic, right? And this is the neural network testing, right? It's like a rendition, and that they do multiple millions of renditions every single day because there's millions of orders happening, and they pair these people together. And then the last result, you can think of it like a triangle at a side, right? So there's a big line here, and then it tapers down into a point at the end, and the point at the end is the end result, is the solution to the equation, or solution to the problem. I mean, it's not a problem, it's just, I guess it would be more like an equation. So as the customer places the order, you get matched with the subtotal depending on your stats, and then at the very end is the conclusion, or the solution is, did this customer have a 5-star experience? And if you can get that customer to rate you with a 5-star, then every single time that variable comes, or every single time that order comes in from that customer, it's going to match it with the variable, and the variable is you, and then the solution, or the equation at the end should be exactly the same. And this is what DoorDash is aiming for, because DoorDash wants the customer to turn the app on tomorrow. They want them to deliver to this customer tomorrow, or to order from the system tomorrow. And now, as a Dasher, they want you to turn on the app tomorrow. They don't want you to turn on the app today, have a bad experience, and then just delete the app and get off, because that hurts their business in the long run, right? They're all about trying to get the money, like anybody is out there. But you got to understand that DoorDash is in this for the customer, and the customer is what pays the bills. We as drivers don't pay the bills at all. So we got to kind of, take our emotions out of, oh, this company's trying to screw us, or whatever's going on in your emotional mind or your environmental mind as you're living your life, and just realize that DoorDash is trying to take care of this customer, and you as a piece of data can be inputted into the system and keep getting the same solution. And this is what I've learned over the last 10 months of being a top dasher, and over the last, so since November, December, January, February, March, so 5 months of having to maintain a high acceptance rate also, because this program rolled out here in October of 2022 in Las Vegas, and I've been rolling it ever since November, when I got back from my October trip out there in California. So as your account gets built up, like these you brand new dashers that are coming in, so I'm saying this to the brand new top dashers that are coming in, and the brand new high acceptance rate dashers, that you guys don't have very much clientele right now, and you don't have very many data points put into the system to keep giving you the same solution. You have a lot of data of, say, declining or taking smaller orders, and that's what the computer is matching you with, and it keeps giving you the same equation. So I like to call it like a lag, or like if you guys know what milliseconds are in like an internet connection, that it takes a while for the data to go through the line from when the input happens. And as your account gets better and better and better and better, you're going to start getting a more tapered result that's more concurrent with the way you want your dash to go. So just be aware of that also, that just because you became a top dasher just now, or because you got a high acceptance rate, instantly that everything is just supposed to go perfectly into your favor. It's not like that. You're playing against this neural network that's going on, and you have to keep feeding that network data, and then you're going to keep getting the same results. So all of the brand new people, first month top dashers, first month high acceptance rate guys and girls out there, everybody has to be very cautious of what's going on, and just work your account up. Don't get discouraged by what you see. Just stick with it. My account has 10 months of top dasher and 5 months of diamond on it. So, I was, for the last 10 months, I've been a top dasher, but for the last previous 5 months, I've had top dasher plus diamond zones also. So I have a lot of data put into the system on what type of account my account is inside the system, how much clientele I've also built in that 10 months also, because I'd say 8 out of 10 orders that I deliver to are generally reoccurring customers that I've been to before. And yes, obviously there's days that, I might not ever see a customer, because I feel that maybe somebody else has gone to that customer a bunch of other times too, because, there's a bunch of people on these apps working them, and you just have to build that account up, right? So don't get discouraged when you see bad orders. It's a lingering effect, a lag effect of what your account used to be like. And as you work through it, your account's going to get better and better and better and better. So your overall quality of orders is going to change in the system. I can't talk about quantity because I really don't know what's going on in your zone, you know, how many orders are flying through the system at any given time. But the best advice that I could give is to make sure that you drive during the busiest peak times, because that's when your guys' account is going to really shine. And I know this video is getting a little bit long here, but I really feel that this information needs to go out there. No dashing in this one at all, but this is for everybody that became a brand new top dasher this month. Congratulations for April. Everybody that's raising your acceptance rate, congratulations. You guys can do that at any point. And the next biggest thing for all of you top dashers, if you made it this far in the video, and why I left it this long into the video, is large order program is the next for you guys.